Alright, hi guys, today we're going to be graphing linear inequalities. The first one will be an I do, so I will show you guys how to graph the linear inequalities. So for step one, we will be graphing the inequality. So our first step will be to graph the inequality. And when we graph the inequality, we'll have various signs. If the sign has an equal sign underneath, that means that this will be a solid line, meaning it will include the point. And if there is no equal sign underneath, this will be a dashed line. Means that it will not be included. So for my first line, I'm going to do it with a blue pen. My first line, I'm going to graph this one. This one starts at +3. And the slope is -2. That means the slope is going to be -2/1. That means I go 2 down and 1 to the right. So 2 down, 1 to the right, 2 down, 1 to the right, 2 down, 1 to the right. Now before I even connect the line, I need to see, is this going to be a solid line or a dashed line? Looking at this inequality symbol, there is no equal sign. So that means that this will be a dashed line. So I can draw it like this. And remember, when it is dashed, it will not include that point, meaning that point will not be part of the solution. That was a pretty straight line. I tried my best. Alright, now graphing the second line, I'm going to use a green pen. For the second line, I'm going to start at -2, down here at -2. And then I will be having my slope as 3/1. That means I go up 3/1, up 3/1, up 3/1, and so forth. And checking whether this will be dashed or solid, this inequality itself has an equal sign. That means that this will be a solid line. That means that any point on this solid line will be included in the solution. Alright, step two. Step 2 will be to shade the inequality. Let's write it as shade the inequality. So if we have greater than signs that point to the right, we're going to shade above the line. If we have inequalities that are less than, aka they point to the left, they will be shaded below the line. So for step 2, I'm going to shade the first one. This first equation, I do have a greater than sign. That means if it's greater than, I will be shading above the line. So here's my line. Going above would mean going on top. So I'm going to shade it like this. I'm just shading it. You can shade it with any color you want. I'm just shading it like this. And I got crooked. It's okay. Now for the second line. The second line, line 2, I also have a greater than sign. That means that I will also be shading above this line. So here's my green line. If I'm shading above it, if my green line were to fall flat down, above it would be on top, right? So let's say on top on this clip. So that means when I put it back up, on top would be over here. So shading above the green line kind of looks like this. I'm just shading it. Alright, so we noticed 3 things. We noticed this green area, this blue area, and this green and blue area. This is going to be our step 3. Step 3 will be identifying the area of solutions. Okay, so step 3 means I'm going to identify that this is the answer. This is the area of solution. Anywhere within here, this counts at, these are my solutions. Anywhere where they both cross, this is where my solutions are. So over here wouldn't work because it's just blue. Over here won't work because it's just green. Here is the combination of blue and green, so this is where the areas overlap. So that is the area of my solution. So there's step 1, graphing the inequality, whether it's solid or dash. Step 2, shading the inequalities, whether it's going to be above or below the line, depending on which way the arrow points. And step 3 would be identifying, okay, so here's our graph, what's your answer? Our answer area is in here. So any of these dots in this area will work. So now to move on to the next part, checking which points are solutions. So the first one is 1, 6 a solution. So here's 1, and 6 is all the way up here. That is deep within the shaded area. That means that this one will be a yes. Okay, how about 5, 2? 5, negative 2 down here. Oh, this is not in my highlighted area, so this one will be a no. 0, negative 4, 0, negative 4. Okay, that one's pretty obvious. That one's also a no. It's not even in any of the shaded area. Negative 1, 5. Negative 1, positive 5. Means it'll be right here. So right here, if I drew it more accurately, I would actually be on the dotted line. So remember when I said the dotted line does not include the solution? If it's on the dotted line, it is going to be a no. Alright, and the last one is 2, 4 a solution. So 2, 4. This, if I were to graph it correctly, would actually be 2, 4 right here. 2, 1, 2, 4. Yeah, right here. So 2, 4, because it is in the shaded area, and it is, if it were to be on the solid line, that means if it's on the solid line, that means it is included in the solution. So this one will also be a yes. So there is your first example. Go ahead and try the WeDo. Try it by yourself first. Ask the neighbor. Ask me if you need help. If you want to check your answer, you can go on to the next video to watch.